Okay, do you have it now? Awesome. Oh my God. Thank you so much for that. Thank you so much for that. My goodness. Can you imagine? I would have been going on and not even. All right, we're going to start over again. Thank you so much for being here, all. Falah, thank you so much for that. Once again, this is Rashida Omalade Sule. You'll be watching me from my YouTube and my business page on Facebook and in my Elite Creators Academy. Yes, Elite Creators Roadmap. I am so excited for you all. Starting September 1st, I've been talking about we're going through this 30-day journey listening to Earl Nightingale, and we're supposed to be listening to that every single day. I listen to it every single day. It's going to do something inside of you. It's going to do something inside of you. It's called The Strange Secret. The Strange Secret. If you're already in my group, you would have that video in there. Go back, click on it, watch that video over and over again, every single day. If you're really looking for that change, if you're really, really looking for that change, if you are looking at me from my YouTube, if you're not a part of our family yet, just click on the subscribe button. Hit the notification bell so that every time I'm about to bring out a new video, you'll be one of the first people to know, okay? And if you like what we're talking about here, please comment, give us a suggestion, say something, do something, yeah? So 2 days ago, think about 2 days ago, I did a video. And that video was long. I don't know what was it. I don't know. Something just dawned on me and I just turned on the camera and I just started talking. And many of you reached out to me concerning some things. Now, I do what I do because I love what I do. Not only do I now love it, I know that this is what I'm called to do. I know that this is what I'm called to do. So I do it. And I love when lives are being changed and people are being blessed and they're moving from glory to glory. I love that. And this is the reason why I continue to do what I do. Now, today we're going to talk about self-image. It's really important because the video that I did 2 days ago, I mentioned what some women have gone through in their life that they're still holding on to so tight, and that is affecting not only them individually, it's affecting their marriage, it's affecting their business, it's affecting their relationship with people, it's affecting their world. Now, let me tell you something. We are spiritual people having a human experience. Did you get that? We are spirit people having a human experience because we are on earth, but we are spiritual people living on earth, having a human experience. You know, when we were growing up, I don't know if your parents told you this, but my parents will always tell me this. Either I was going to school or I was doing something that had to represent the family or represent, they would say, know the child of who you are. When you get out there, know who you are. As soon as I hear that, I'm like, something just grows up in me. Like, yeah, I need to know who I am. And hearing something like that makes me behave. It makes me not want to misbehave in any kind of way. Because now my dad Don told me, you better know the child of who you are. That's to tell me I'm lioness. I was a queen. I'm gonna go out there and I'm gonna, be that. And I do that. Being older now, I don't live with my dad. I'm married. Yeah. But when I step out there, the Spirit of God tells me, Rashida, know the child of who you are. Who's your father? The King of Kings, the Lord of Lords, the infinite source, from everlasting to everlasting. If that is who you truly say your father is, then why are you allowing so many things to hold you back? And you know what? I'm not going to belittle the things that you have gone through or have experienced in life that has gotten you to this point. But I'm going to, first of all, go through what is self-image. I had to write these things down because I didn't want a situation where I went on and on without, because y'all know Rashida by now. Y'all know Rashida, I'll go on and on and on, but I want y'all to grab something from all this stuff I'm talking about. What is self-image? Self-image is our conception of who we believe we are. It is your conception of the sort of person that you think you are. So my question to you is, who are you? I know sometimes you'll hear this question, people will ask you, who are you? It is thrown out there, but heart to heart, sister to sister, sister to brother, who are you? Who are you? Not who your mother say you are. I don't know the relationship with your parents. But if you had good ones, yeah. But who are you? I'm from Nigeria. I'm a Nigerian descent. I'm from Nigeria. My parents are Nigerian, yeah? And every child that is born with a name to state who they are. Some of you may have 3, 5, 10 names, but sit down and take your name. Write it down. Write down the meaning of your name. And if you are either American or maybe don't know the meaning of your name, maybe if you Google it, go to the name, whatever, Google it, see what they have called you. Who are you? Because who you are is affecting your progress in life. Who you see yourself to be, it's affecting your progress in life. Some people, you will see them, they'll have high self-esteem, high. And you look at them and you wonder, some people look at them and wish they were like them. Some people would look at them and say, maybe they had a better life, or maybe. Do you know that we were all born perfect? When we were born as babies, we were perfect. You know why I say that? We were perfect. Until somebody said, until you were growing up, you're realizing things, you're knowing different things, and somebody says something about you. And what they said about you made you go back and wonder, am I Am I a cripple for real? Am I crazy for real? Am I a loser for real? You begin to question yourself because somebody says something about you that you didn't know before until they said it. And you begin to auto-suggest that in your head. And eventually, you begin to believe it. And in your believing it, it begins to affect everything concerning you. I ask you a question again. Who are you? Do me this favor, because we're going through a process here. And I want healing to take place. I want healing to take place because you see, it's so easy for us to point fingers and say, is this person's fault? Is that person's fault? Is that person's fault? You know what? It's nobody's fault. You know whose fault it is? You know whose fault it is? It's nobody's fault because you didn't know better. So we can't blame you for something that somebody said to you at a young age and you took it and you begin to auto-suggest it in your head and you begin to grow in that. And because you are believing it, people around you begin to also sense it as well. You know, we have intuition. People begin to sense it. They begin to treat you the way you treat yourself. They begin to speak to you the way you speak to yourself. I remember when I was younger, I really didn't like myself much. I really didn't. Because I grew up in an environment where you had to be thick. You gotta be big, you gotta be, fat. When you're thick, when you're fat, when you got meat on your bones, that means that your parents had money. They were feeding you well. Though I grew up in Brooklyn, New York, but in Brooklyn, New York, can you check? It's so crazy. In Brooklyn, New York, when I was younger, I was always called, I was too skinny. I was called, I keep forgetting her name. Not Alfalfa. Alfalfa is on. I was called, what is Popeye the Cello Man's wife? I forgot her name. Oh, God. Popeye the Cello Man. His wife? The skinny one? Yeah. I keep thinking Alfalfa, but that's not her name. If you figure out her name, let me know. That's what they used to call me. I even forgot because I erased all of that out of my head. That's not my problem. I erased all. I changed olive oil. Thank you. Olive oil. Yeah, that's what they used to call me. So I went to private school when I was younger, right? So I'm in the second or third grade. And we wear uniforms. Imagine, I'm really skinny. My parents couldn't even get the skirt that they got for me for my uniform. That was my size. They didn't have it. That's how skinny I was. I was real skinny. So we would always use a pin to tack it. So one day, I was all dressed up and everything was nice. And then my teacher told me, olive oil, look at you. Told me to come in front of class, put the chair. Why? Because I was really feeling myself that day. And I sat down at my table and I crossed my legs like a lady should. I crossed my legs and I started writing. And my teacher saw me cross my legs. She's like, olive oil. And she told me to come in front of class and put a chair. They put a chair down, had me sit down in front of the class and cross my legs. I didn't find it funny. Because I didn't want people to see my skinny legs. But I was behind my table doing that. She had me do that in front of everybody. And then she called me olive oil in front of everybody. So what was my new name? Olive oil. And that really got to me It affected me for a long time. And then when I went to Nigeria, everybody in Nigeria, people weren't skinny like, my aunties and them, everybody's like, they got meat on their bones. So when they wear the outfit that they wear, your backside's supposed to be over there, your breasts all the way up here and everything. And I couldn't wear it because the wrap will always come off of me. I couldn't wear it. I was extremely, extremely small. And that affected me for a long time. And my prayer used to be like, God, can you just put some meat on my bones? This is so not fair. Put some meat on my bones. I'm tired of. And it was really in my head. But I had an amazing mom. My mother never was skinny. She never saw all of that. My grandmother, she never, because as long as I eat 3 meals a day, I was fine. But that really, when I think about it, really, really affected me a bit. But eventually, I knew what I wanted. I knew that, I always had this self-esteem about me. My high self-esteem. My self-esteem is high. I don't know. I think I got it either from my mom and my dad, but my self-esteem was never really bad, but I was very, very cautious about my clothes and stuff like that because they could never find my size of clothes. It was always very, 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 everything was always big on me. Let me tell you, your current image of yourself is keeping you right where you are. Your current image of yourself is keeping you where you are. Even though you think you're tough, even though you think, I'm not going to let nobody talk to me anyhow, even though you get on social media and you show up like you're this confident person, but after you get off of social media, and now it's you and yourself, what you think about yourself is what's really creating your life. Are there certain things that you don't like about what's happening in your life? You probably need to check your self-image issues. You need to check that. Because what you think about, you bring about. Your current image of yourself is keeping you right where you are. It's a setting. It's a setting that you have to unset. It doesn't mean that you have to change who you are. You just have to change what you think about yourself. So the first assignment is the question that I asked earlier. Who are you? Who are you? And if you don't know the answer to that question, this is what you do. Who created you? Who's your source? Who is the infinite source? Who is your God? Who created you? How were you created? This is not about your mom, your dad. Your mother and your father was the vehicle you used to get here. It ain't got nothing to do with them. They did their part. They did their part. Okay? They did their part. They did the best that they can do. Now it's up to you. Now it's up to you to now give yourself a rebirth. It's not who anybody says you are. And no one else can do this but you. You're the only one that can really sit down and take a pen. This is my pen. I have my pen here. I'll use this one. I don't like using them kind of pens because I was a millionaire. I use proper pens. Yeah? Multi-millionaire. You begin to write down, who am I? Are you strong? Do you think you're beautiful? But before even that affirmation, who's your creator? Let's start from there. Where are you from? When I say where you're from, I'm not talking about the country. Because whatever you think of yourself like I said earlier, it's limiting you. Sometimes you think, oh my God, I shouldn't be where I'm at. I should be further. I should be an owner of something. I should be doing this, that, and the third. I should be living in my dream home. My business should be booming. All of that should be happening to you. You see it. You sort of kind of see it. But the moment you think of yourself on a lower level, it brings everything down. It brings everything down. So remember, the definition of self-image is our own conception of the sort of person that we are. First question, who are you? Your results in life, the results that you're getting, is a combination of your thoughts, your feelings, and your action. Did you get me? The results that you're getting in life. You've heard the saying that a person doing the same old thing over and over again, expecting a different results. That's the definition of insanity. So if you see the results that you're getting, and it's not results that you really like, you don't like this result. You don't like where you're living. You don't like the amount of money you're making. You want to make more than that. You know that you should be making more than $5,000 a month. You know you should be making more than $20,000 a month. Do you know what's keeping you at that level? What you think of yourself. Because whatever you think of yourself, your self-image is going to affect your dressing, the way you take care of yourself. Your self-image is going to affect the way you spend money. The self-image is going to affect where you decide to live. Your self-image is going to affect the type of friends that you have. Because you're not going to want to hang out with people that you feel make you feel less than, because you see yourself less than. You understand what I'm saying? So now let's take it back. Could your self-image of yourself also be affecting your marriage? Some of you were once married, no longer married. Could your self-image affect your marriage? How you see yourself? What you think of yourself? Because you know what? I said it earlier. We are spirit beings having a human experience. So if we are spirit being, that's why you can sense what someone else is either feeling. You can sense that. So if you're married to somebody and he sensed that, oh my God, what have I gotten myself into? This girl's self-image is horrible. Men don't like that. And then check this out. It can also be a man. A man who has a low self-image, every time he sees his wife, it's going to seem like as if, and her self-image is high, who she thinks of herself is high, he's going to always want a way to bring her down. Self-image. He's going to want to bully her. He's going to want to show that he's the man. He's going to want to show that he needs to be respected. He needs to be this, that, and the third. Everything she says, he's going to say, oh, she's disrespecting me. This is self-image. Self-image. What he thinks of himself is how he is acting out. When you see a man competing with his wife, self-image. When you see a woman not taking care of herself, self-image. What does she think of herself? Some women would spend on everybody. Whatever they have, they would give, they would buy, they would do for everybody and not take care of themselves. It's not good. It's self-image. Self-image. All right. I remember when I was doing sales, and this is the last sales that I did. Because of the way I carry myself, because of the way I am, I always made sure that who I am, I do that first before I go into anybody's home and try to give them a product or sell them anything. I don't know why this thing is so blurry, but I hope you hear me. Okay, it's going to eventually clear up, I think. Okay. So, whatever you think of yourself becomes an automatic, habitual way of your living. Who you think you are become your habitual way of living. Like I said earlier, it will determine where you want to live, the type of job you want to do. If you even get a high-paying job, like a high-paying job, because you don't believe in yourself, you know what's going to happen? Every time you keep recording, oh, this is too much. Oh my God, I'm not worthy of this. Oh, eventually they may just fire you, or they may just demote you because of what you see yourself as, who you see yourself as. This is a success mechanism. I said mechanica. It's a success mechanism. You are set. You are set because of the way you see yourself. You are set to not make a certain amount of money. You are set not to think of yourself in a greater way where even if you want to do great, what you've set in your mind will always bring you back down. Because of who we are, spirit beings having a human experience, wherever you go, people will be able to sense how you see yourself. And you know what now happens? You will see a lot of people with low self-esteem act very pompous. Some of them always look so mean. They don't want you to know who they are. So they put up that I don't take no mess image. They put up another image of who they're really not. You will see people who always act who's so full of themselves, so prideful. You'll see that many of them, by the time you really sit down and get to know them, they're pussycats. They can't even. It's a set, habitual way of living. What can you do about that? Yay! Thanks for asking. There's a lot. There's work. There's work to be done. It doesn't just happen just because you say you're willing. I'm going to change the way I see myself. I'm just going to see myself great. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. No, it don't work like that. It's more than that. It takes more than just your willingness, but your willingness is the first thing that you at least need, is to know that, you know what? I probably do have low self-esteem in certain areas. I probably do have low self-esteem in certain areas. Let me tell you the first thing that you need to do. Have you ever done the mirror work? Have you ever tried that? This is where you actually go to the mirror. You look at yourself. But before you do that, remember, you have to write down, who am I? Where am I from? Meaning, who's your source? Your source is God. Who is God? Who is God? Write down who he is. And if you came from that source, then who are you again? If that's where you came from. Right now, let's forget who your mother is, your father is. Like I said, they did not create you. They were just a vehicle that you came through. And yes, everything that you know came from what they taught you and what you know. But you have to reset your mind. You have to reprogram who you are. And it's going to take time. That's why I want us to go through this. We have a couple more days left before the end of September. You cannot do this by yourself. You've tried. You've tried to do this before by yourself. You've tried. You cannot. You cannot. Because whenever you even try, you now, it's a habitual way of something that you've been doing for such a long time that it will always just come back and remind you of who you are. But try this by yourself. Let me give you some things to try. The first one, answer the question that I asked you. The second one, write down some affirmations about yourself. If you're weak, if you're a weak person, just say, I am strong. I am strong. If you're a person who don't care about discipline, I am disciplined. If you're a person that you think you're ugly, I am beautiful. I have high self-esteem. I am respected. I am loved. I have some I am here. I have this book. And then again, what you can do is get a journal. Get a journal. This is a real big deal. Because in life, you see that a lot of people have a lot of personal self-esteem, personal issues. A lot. Everybody has something somewhere that they need to tweak. And if it's not tweaked, there's no breakthrough. There's no way out. You're doing the same thing over and over again, getting the same results. There's no way out. You want to change. You don't know how. You don't know how. Throughout my journey of when I started coaching 10, 11 years ago, throughout my journey, everything that I needed began to come to me. Everything that I needed. Because I know the affirmations that I need to say, the things that I need to, but you know what? I invested a lot in learning from different people. Because what you know is not enough to get you to the next level where you're going. And if you get to the next level, can you be sustained? Can you sustain yourself at that level with the level of what you know? So I'm gonna do this. Ain't nobody asking y'all to bring nothing. Keep your wallets closed. I don't need your credit card, nothing. But if you're able to do this in the next 30 days, because now today's what? 15th? Today's the 15th. We still got 15 more days to go. But if you can do this for the next 30 days, you're going to see a huge difference in your life, in your self-esteem, if you can stay consistent. And sometimes you have to do it more than once a day. You got to do it every morning when you wake up. Read your affirmations. Read who you are. Go to the mirror. Look at yourself. Begin to speak. Begin to appreciate who you are in the mirror. Many of our people don't do that. We put on this hard face. We put on this hard, whatever. Go sit down. That's not going to get you to where you're going. You want to be successful. You want your children to be successful. You want to be successful. You want your children to be successful. You want the abundance that's in this world. There's so much abundance, my God. So much abundance. Abundance is for everybody. It's not for a select few. Just because some of them living in Hollywood. When I was doing Chef Rashida, and we went to Hollywood Boulevard, we were on Hollywood Boulevard in LA. A lot of the people that we were interviewing in the kitchen, they worked in California, but they lived in Atlanta, Georgia. They lived in New York. They lived somewhere else where they can have serenity and they can have sane mind. Wealth, success, abundance, all of those words that many may not be used to. It's our birthright. It's our birthright. You see how somebody would, let's say your father or somebody has land, your family has land. You're in America, you're hearing, oh my God, my uncle wants to steal my fatherland in Africa. And you leave here, get on a plane and go fight for what belongs to you, for your birthright. Why are you not fighting for what belongs to you, which is good health, wealth, success, and abundance? How can you fight for it? Okay. How you can fight for it is to, first of all, your birth certificate. Who's your father? Who is your creator? Your birth certificate is you to take your pen and write down, who am I? Who's my creator? Maybe write down who's your creator first. Find out who your daddy is, your father. Not your birth father, your spiritual creator. Find out who the infinite source is. What characteristics does he carry? After you do that, then write down, who are you? Are you shy? There's nothing wrong with being shy. But there's places to do that. Who would have ever known that a person like Oprah Winfrey, she said she's not a people person. She says she doesn't like to be, she likes to be in a quiet place. She likes to be by herself all the time. She's an introvert who's been interviewing so many people all around the world, who has traveled everywhere around the world, who, if she's sitting down in front of you right now, you'll be nervous as heck. Don't even know that she's probably more nervous than you. She is an introverted person. But you know what happened? She found herself. She realized who she was. She realized what she wanted in life and what she didn't want in life. That's what happened to me when I was about 12. Everything that they were calling me in Ebbets Field in New York at the time, when they were saying because my parents are, their voice is very, they're Nigerian, so they have that accent. So when they call me, like, Rashida, my mother, Ife. People don't know what that is. Ife. So when my friends hear that, they be like, what's that? Oh, boobala, boobala, boobala. They used to make a lot of fun. They used to make fun of us. Back in those days, what you watch on TV is the children in Africa who flies and everything is just, oh God, my eyes, oh Lord, what do you? Sorry. You see children with no clothes on, flies, bugs all over. That was the Africa that we knew, that I was seeing, because I didn't know anything about Nigeria. I was young when I was very young when I came here. I didn't know anything about Africa, but what I saw on television. And whenever my parents say, we come from a very good family, we come from a this family, we come from a that family, I'm looking at like, Mom. Even Michael Jackson and them are singing We Are the World in order to get money to help people in Africa. So which one is the very good family? You come from a very good family. I'm like, Mom, what I'm seeing here, these people ain't got no clothes on, ain't got no shoes on. They all ashy. They're looking for food. Their stomach like this, kwashoko. I'm telling you. It was Adebayo, right? The way that my dad would even pronounce Rashida. After I'm not telling my friends, I'm telling my friend my name Rashida. Rashida, the way he would just say. So it was not just embarrassing, but I mean, I was young. And when did my turnaround come? Is when I went to Nigeria. My parents took me to Nigeria at 12. My parents took me to Nigeria at 12. I'm the first. They wanted me to learn the language and learn the this and learn the that. One of these days, I'm going to sum up the courage in order to be able to tell you guys, another thing that happened that really jacked up the self-esteem. But so I went to Nigeria. And when I went to Nigeria, when I got to the airport, I'm like, I'm looking at the airport and I'm gonna put this up. Let me put this up. Yeah. Now, right? Now everybody love your name. Back then, you couldn't even say that. You like, your name is D. Heavy accent. They do. They do have a heavy accent. So, went to Nigeria. So I was expecting to see all them children. But when I got to Nigeria, I saw people that had clothes that were walking around the airport. We had a driver. That came and picked us up from the airport. We went to my uncle's house. When I got to my uncle's house, I was like, dang, all of this? They opened up the gate. You know what happened in my brain? After being told that we sleeping on trees, we scratching people's backsides. After being called all sorts of names. Now I'm able to really see where I'm from and appreciate that. That's some sort of courage inside of me. We had people cooking our food. Hold up. I ain't got to wash dishes. I ain't got to cook my food. All I got to do is wash my hands and come to the table and eat. Oh, I can get used to this life. I can get used to this life. Once you show people how your uncle's house is 3 times bigger than these houses out here, I know, right? It was crazy. But we managed to still come through and work on our sanity, even though some people are still going through it. When you look at your circumstance around you, look at the circumstances around you, look at the things that you really don't like around you. I promise you, it has something to do with the self-image that you think of yourself. It has something to do with who you think you are. So the assignment today is what? The first one is, who are you? Who's your creator? Who created you? Not your mom, not your dad. Because if you keep looking at your mom and your dad, you're going to be looking at the mistakes and all the mess that they done made. And you thinking that's your problem. No. Don't look at that. Look at who created you. You came through those people and they taught you what they knew. Now you have to teach yourself the truth. What the Bible say? It says you shall know the truth and the truth shall set you free. The truth shall make you free. What is your truth? And my friends look up the meaning to my name. They were like, he is like Prince Hakeem. Yes. Prince Hakeem coming to America, right? Yeah, when that showed in, it was a wrap. Everybody wanted to be African at that point, right? Yeah. Do that for yourself, please. Who's your creator? Who are you? Because once you know the person who created you, you can now begin to put your affirmation in place by knowing who you are, because you know who your creator is. Your creator is the one that created you. And he created you in a world that has so much abundance. Don't let nobody lie to you. Tell you something about you're not supposed to enjoy life. That's a lie of the devil. You're not supposed to do something, be something. You got God living on the inside of you. The word of God said, greater is he that's in you than he that's in the world. But the thing is, guess why you have not? Guess why you don't have what you want? Because you ask not. And if you asking, you asking amiss. What is your feeling? What are you feeling? Whenever you ask for something, what are you asking for it for? What are you assuming? What is that? What do we call that? You know how you would say something, but you really know what you're saying? You know how you would think something? It's like an assumption. I'm gonna get it because I know I wrote it down. What are you saying? Who you and you know what? Be real with yourself. What's your intention? What's your intention? Because many of us will be asking for things, but we know what our real intention is. Oh, God, bless me with a lot of money. Why? So I can buy a car, show it off to everybody, let them know who I am. That's your intention? No, car. What's your real intention? God, bless me so I can let people know that you did it. I can let them know it ain't had nothing to do with me. I asked and God did it. I asked and God did it. Your intentions. Is it to use it to be a blessing? Is it that you just want it because it just makes you happy? What is your intention? Because you see, a lot of times God won't give you stuff because of your intentions. But if your intention is real, you'll get it. You get it. So this is it. I can't talk about everything concerning the self-image today. So I'm going to do this one. This is an hour already. You know, trying to let you know that whatever it is that's going on in your life that you really, really don't like, check your self-image. Check what you think about yourself. If your income is always stuck at a particular amount, that's what your success mechanism is stuck at. That's your success mechanism. Even if you was to do more, let's say you were to do 10,000, it's going to always come back to what your brain is set at. You got to reprogram yourself. After you know who your father is, after you know who you are, now begin to speak the affirmations. Write it down. Write about 50 of them. Write about 50 of them. Write that down. Right? I'm a multi-millionaire. I'm disciplined. I'm consistent. I'm a world-renowned speaker. I'm an international. What do you want? Write it down. Who do you see yourself as? Write it down. Not the old you, the new you that you want to see. Not the one you've been struggling with. The new one that you want to see. The new one that you want to see. I'm talking about this affirmation. A sister of mine got this for me and she blessed me with this, and I'm just so grateful for this book. So if you can go on Amazon, you can get this book. It's fantastic. Because let me tell you something. What you do every day, every single day of your life, is what is propelling you to your future. So you gotta do affirmations every day. You want to change? You want your life to be better? You want to see success? You want to be a part of that abundance? You got to change your mindset. I promise you, when I start learning about all of these things, right? When I started learning, you know how, when you're in a certain environment, you begin to talk like those people. You know when they say, show me your friend and I know who you are? That stuff is everything. Because if you ghetto, you gonna speak ghetto. If you hanging around with people in a certain area, that's how you gonna speak. Because after a while, okay, look at this. You know how they say, oh, okay, this person is black but grew up in a white neighborhood, and she went to white school. How do you think she's gonna be talking? A lot of time, when children like that used to come into our area in Evansville in New York, you're like, how's she talking like that? She talk like she white. She thinks she white. Oh, and then she talk like she black. She thinks she talk like she from ghetto. Your environment, who you hanging with, what book you reading, who you hanging with, what do you want to change? Because the change is not that much. All you have to do is, first of all, change who you think you are. Because that bad, whatever that you think you are, that's not who you are. You're a prince, you're a princess, you're a queen, you're a king. But you got to walk in that. Adebayo. That's your name. You got to walk in that kingship. Not in a prideful way, not in a stink way. My parents, they me Ifedayo. Their love became joy. And I have so many other names. But when I look at my name, I get excited. My name alone, just knowing the meaning of my name. Where did they come up with Rashida? When my dad was he was Muslim when I was born, right? And my grandpa, usually when you're born into a Muslim family, they shave your hair. They will shave your hair, they'll use your hair, they'll pray, they'll use it to get your name. That's how they got Rashida. When I went to go look at the meaning of Rashida, my God, beautiful. Beautiful. So all of that began to help me to really, really lift up my self-esteem. And then being in, read my Bible, going to church all the time, just knowing who God is and how much God loves me, just knowing that God loves me. And then to now know, oh my God, there's nothing that God does not want me to have, whatever it is that makes me happy. That's why I don't talk about people when they say, oh, people are suffering, he's buying a jet plane. I can't feed everybody in the world. I could try. I can't. But should I not live my life because we'll try our best, but that's all we can do. So people should not fly a private jet plane because they're suffering in Africa. People should not build the house of their dreams. People should not do what they want to do that makes them happy in their life at this time because somebody's suffering somewhere. That doesn't make any sense to me. What you can do to give back to humanity, you do your best and you leave the rest, and that's it. But I'm gonna enjoy my time on this earth. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do that. That's why I'm here. So affirmations. Get your affirmation together. Say things like, I love my life. I live in joy and peace. I love my life. I live in joy and peace. Money comes to me easily and effortlessly. Money comes to you easily and effortlessly. Don't think about where the money coming from. That ain't your problem. That ain't your problem. It's spiritual. Do you see God? You need to see people. And when you see people, you see God. You respect them. The greeting that I greet my children sometimes, I say, I greet the divinity in you. I salute the divinity in you. Because every last one of us are godlike. Why? Because he said, greater is he that's in us, which is the spirit that's in us than the spirit that's in the world. So respect people when you see them. Respect the divinity in them when you see them. Money comes to me easily and effortlessly. Every day and in every way, I feel more joyful. I feel more peaceful. Every day and in every way, I am healthier. I am richer. I'm more successful and I am loved. Get positive things. Get these write-ups. Write them. Write 50 of your affirmations. Say it every single day. And you know, another thing that's great, record it in your phone. Record it in your phone. Play it to yourself. Get Anchor FM or something like that. Record it. Put some nice background song in it. Play it to yourself. Let me see if I have one here. I listen to it before I go to bed and when I wake up in the morning. It pumps me up. Even if you have a job, you're not a business owner, that's great. That's okay. But before, while you're in the train going to work, you listening to it, you pumped up. While you're waiting on a bus, you listening to it, you pumped. While you're in your car, you driving to work, you are pumped. By the time you get to work, you see all that negative stuff that they used to feel, that they used to make, they don't feel that no more. Even if they felt like, Daya is a good person. Now Daya is a great person. Like, dude, what you on this morning? Be that person every day. I promise you, you get a promotion. Let me see. I'm going to listen to this one. Let me see. I'm going to cut it off after a while. You see that? Pump that. Hey. 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 My self-image script. Mm-hmm. Rashida, you are powerful. I'm powerful. As a creator, you create wealth. I create wealth. Health. And abundance. For yourself, for your family, and for millions of people around the world. Therefore, I say, I am a highly successful leader. Amen. I know that there is power in my voice when I speak. Yes. I am powerful. I'm powerful. I am disciplined. I'm disciplined. And I am consistent. I'm consistent. So I'm going to stop that there. Get on it. Whatever's going to make you happy, you don't need nobody to make you happy. You got to do this yourself. This is your assignment. This is what you need to do for yourself. Take time every day. Take time out. Take time out for yourself. Whenever you begin to feel a certain way, go, put that thing back on and listen to it. Know who you are. Okay? That's where I'm going to stop. So the assignment today is know your God. Know who you are. Write down 50 affirmations. Say those affirmations every morning, every night before you go to sleep. Get a recorder. Put it on there. Listen to it over and over again. Listen to it over and over again. Ain't nobody doing nothing to you. Ain't no uncle, no father, no mother. Forget all that. That's your father's life. That's your mama's life. That ain't your life. Put all of that behind you. Begin to live a new life. Begin to create your life. Do you know how painful it will be for a person to die and get to heaven, and God is now showing you the amount of abundance that he had for you, but you were stuck in your ways. You just felt like to suffer is what you've been created to do. Really? Do you go through 9 months of pregnancy, give birth to a child, and what you wish on that child, for that child to suffer, is what's going to make you happy? So why you think that's what makes God happy? For you to suffer, not to have no food to eat, running around like a chicken with no head for bread, don't have any shelter, don't have no good clothes on your back. You think that's what makes God happy? How does that benefit him in any kind of way? How does that make him feel good? Some people, you will look at them in the way they are and you will bless the God on their life. You'll be like, I don't know what it is, but whatever you got, I want. That joy that you got, I want it. I want it. There's a girl called Kathleen Cameron. She was a nurse for 15 years. She was sick and tired of the redundancy. She was sick and tired. She wanted to spend time with her children. A lot of people, children carrying on, smoking all kind of things, going crazy. You know why? Mothers ain't got time. They working. Fathers ain't got time. They working. Who raising your children? Instagram, crazy YouTubes. If they ain't listening to the proper one, because obviously they ain't listening to a proper one, because not enough people are speaking truth. Children are stuck on pornography from the age of 6. 6. That's why I ain't got no choice. I ain't got no choice but to come on here and speak truth. But we got to start with ourselves first. If we don't start with what's going on here, because what's going on here is what's affecting your whole life. What's going on here? Your thoughts, your feelings, and your action. If you think you're not worthy, you think you're going to go out there and go buy yourself a fantastic car? You think you're going to go out there and think that you need to be living in a high-end neighborhood? No, because you don't think you're worthy. All you think you're worth is that $30,000 you're making a year, $50,000 you're making a year, $100,000 you're making a year. That's all you think you're worth. No, you're worth more than that. You're worth living. You were created to have all the abundance. That my prayer. I'd be like, look, Jesus, hold up 1 second. You got stripped, you got beaten, busted, everything. You died on the cross. They nailed you to the cross. You said that you died so I can have life and have it in abundance. Where does abundance at? I want that abundance. I found out the abundance is everywhere. Ain't nobody asking for it. It's too much. Ask for it. But before you ask for it, check your self-image of yourself. Because you asking for it don't mean it automatically come to you like that. There's certain things that you need to do in order to grasp that. What are the things you need to do? You need to change your subconscious. You need to change what you think of yourself. You need to do the affirmations over and over and over and over again. You need to do the affirmations over and over and over again until you begin to believe it. Until you begin to believe you're beautiful. Until you begin to believe that you are powerful. Until you begin to believe that you are a millionaire. a multi-millionaire. Because you need money to be a blessing. You need money to live well. Ain't nobody listening to nobody broke. Ain't nobody trying to listen. All these little girls in there, they all want to be a, what is her name? Kardashian. Why? Because they see that life. That's the life they want. They don't want their mama life. That's the life they want. All these boys want to be basketball players. Why? They want the life of Kobe Bryant. Well, before. They want this. They want that. They want to be Jordan, Michael Jordan. They see the way they're living. But you know what? The way God created it is for them to see how you're living. What you teach them is what they know. What you set in their head is what they know. If you are building your children to speak poverty, that's all they're going to speak. For example, one of the coaches in our group, she said when she was younger, she would always tell her kids, no, we can't afford it. We can't afford it. No, we gotta save. Let me write this down. I'm gonna do a program on savings. They jacked me up. They ain't got me no more. I'm gonna write it down. I'm gonna do a thing on savings. I'm gonna write that down so I can remember. If you're from the Creator, where in the Bible does just say that your father is saving? He's saving something somewhere. He got a bank account. He's saving. You are the child of the King of Kings, the Lord of Lords. Money flowing to you and through you. Money flowing through you and to you and through you. It's flowing. It's flowing. As you're getting money, you're building charities. You're helping cancer patients. You're doing this, that, and the third. You're doing. You ain't got time for nobody to be sitting up in the bank talking about, I got $10 million in the bank. Doing what? Just sitting there. Just sitting there. Anyway, I beg you all. I'm begging you. I'm begging you. Do the assignments. Cry if you have to. Whatever you've gone through, I am not belittling what your experiences are as a child, or the things that you have gone through, or the things that people have put you through. But what I'm saying is, if you continue to stay on that, if you continue to hold on to that, I'm telling you, every blessing that's supposed to open up to you, down, closed up, and it's shut tight. And the only person that can open it is you. So that person or those people that hurt you, that have allowed you to have a negative self-image of yourself, that they have changed your name and who God has called you to be. They haven't changed it. You've allowed them to change it by what you think about. Are those people worth it? Are they worth you being miserable for the rest of your life? Are they worth you not living this life of abundance? Are they worth it? Is it worth it? Okay. If it's not worth it, this is what you do. This is going to be the last assignment. Now you take a piece of paper. This is usually what I teach. I teach this a lot because during this time is when all kind of things start to happen. Tears in the whole nine. You take a pen, a good pen, right? You take a pen and you write a letter to the person who hurt you. Okay. God bless you too, Ratish. Write a letter to the person that hurt you. Put their name on it. and write. And tell them that you forgive them for what they did. Tell them that you forgive them. And tell them that you thank them. I thank you because of what you did, though it has held back some things from me, maybe even from your family, because certain things that you were supposed to do in order to be a blessing to people around you, you weren't able to because you was holding on, right? Thank them. After you thank them, forgive them. Say, I've put that all behind me. I have forgiven you. You no longer have power over me. Do you know why you have to write that letter of forgiveness? It's not for them. It's for you. What they did, they left with that sucker. They live in life. They don't even know what you're going through. They probably don't even care. They probably don't even know what they did to you. So you write the letter of forgiveness. Let it come from, take it out of your chest, take it out of your head, take it out of you, put it on a paper. Once you do that, be like, and I forgive myself for allowing such to happen to me. And then you forgive maybe your mother, maybe your father, whoever it is that should have been there for you, they weren't there for you. Forgive them. After you've done that, and you sign it with love, with gratitude and love, put your name on it. Once you write that note, you now take that note, you let it go, you let it go, you let it go, and you take that note and you rip it up. You rip it up. You can either go outside and burn it. It's gone. You can flush it. Do whatever. Don't keep it around you. Rip it up. Throw it away. Let it go. And after you've done that, you now take who you are. Take that paper that you've written. Go to the mirror. Begin to talk to yourself. Begin to talk to yourself. You've been created for greatness. You've been created for greatness. Know that. No exceptions. That's who you are. While we are on this, there's a book that you can read as well. Go and get the book called Psycho-Cybernetics. Get that book. Read that book one time. That's the only thing you need to, one time. Don't continue to read that book. Take that book. Read that book. Highlight everything. Most of the things I'm telling you is going to even be there. The man was he was a doctor. He was a doctor who did, what is it? Cosmetic, whatever, surgery. Make people look a certain way. Your nose too big, you make your nose skinny, so therefore you begin to think that one little tweak that you need to do, boom, doors begin to open, success begins to happen. So do that for me. Let's do that. Let's do that for the next 15 days. Do that. You're going to be doing it for 30 days. If this is the first time you're hearing it, if this is the first time you're hearing it, you're going to do it for 30 days. And then you're going to do it for a long time. And then you know what you do? Once you begin to see that certain thing that you have on there, you got it together. You can cross that out and then continue to. Yeah? So that's what I have for you today. That's what I have for you today. I wanted to break this out in a couple of maybe like series or maybe 3 parts or 4 part. I'll see. So I hope you grasp 1 or 2 things today. Thank you so much for being a part of my family, for watching my channel, for being in my group. I appreciate you. We're going to keep teaching. So if there's anything that you have that you would like for me to talk about, or that you would like for me to horn in on a little bit more, let me know. But know this, you have been called. You are blessed, and you're supposed to be a blessing. Okay? Make sure that's what you know that you are. Take care.